Last week on Young Single Mothers.
In Africa, being an African parent, I think telling your male child I love you or I miss you, they'll be like, nice. I can't. Yeah. I tell my son that.
Yeah.
I'd call him and say, like, Mo, I love you. I'm like, I love you too, Dad. I miss you. I miss you too. And I'd feel good about that.
Yeah.
Because those are the words you never hear from an African parent telling their own son.
Yeah.
Maybe they can tell their daughter, they wouldn't know.
It's different. It's different. It varies.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But then I said, you know what? Even if it's your son, hugging your son doesn't necessarily, you don't have to hug only your daughter. Even your son needs the same attention that you can give to your daughter.
Absolutely.
Hug your son, tell them you love them, tell them you miss them. Trust me, they would feel good.
2, 3, go!
If you're young and just single and a mother.
Due to a minor technical glitch, the third part of my chat with Tonderai was only caught on audio, but it will be accompanied by amazing pictures of him with his son Moha. Enjoy.
YSM.
Hug your son, tell them you love them, tell them you miss them. Trust me, they would feel good. And do not ever look at the age.
Oh, wow.
I've told myself, even when I'm 20, I'll call up my son. Hi, how you doing? I'm good. Son, I miss you. I miss our good old times.
But they don't need to go away.
Come again?
They don't need to go away.
Yes, I'm just saying that, there'll be a time that you have his own family.
Yes.
But I would still want to call him and tell him, Mom, I miss you.
Yeah.
I don't want to go things with age. Saying I can only say this, I can only hug him at what age. At this age, we can't hang out, we can't what now.
None of that.
Whatever we've done since she was young, I want to do that until my deathbed, until the last breath that I'll take that I'm leaving Earth. I want to make it feel the same.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You're getting teary. I don't think you hear a lot of dads say that, and that really, really blesses my heart.
Yeah.
But if you don't mind me asking, because obviously you're living in separate houses now, you're not, in the same
together.
place.
Yeah.
How has, I guess, working out the relationship between him, his mom, and you, and trying to make sure that, you live in a place of peace? Because I know it was hard in the beginning, but now you guys are at a very good place.
Yeah. At the beginning, it's always hard. I'm not going to lie to anybody. There's too many fights going on. Because what happens is, when people are dating, once you break up, people move on. We move on with our lives on different rates, okay? Depending on how deep you were in that relationship. So every time whoever breaks up with whoever, though it will end up that one has moved on, one hasn't moved on. So that's where the trouble starts.
Yeah.
Because the other one is hoping that, okay, maybe things will work out. The other one is very far away from somewhere else, The other one is bitter. Okay, they know that things will never work out between the two of you, but maybe the other one is bitter. Okay, whatever happened, so that's where the trouble starts. Pointing fingers. Hey, you've done this. Hey, you've done this. You're doing this. You're doing that. You're more like into each other's business. But until you come to a point where you say, you know what, let's put this outside and let's put our child first. That's where everything changes. I can call up my baby mama. Okay, Mo has his own phone, but if he doesn't pick up, I'll call the mom's phone. I want to speak to my son. No, that's fine. I'll speak to him. And then after that, I'm like, I'm going to speak to your mom. I'll speak to the mom. Okay, what do we need to do? What's the next step? Because she knows what he needs more better than me, being a woman. So she told me, okay, no, now your school fees is coming up. We need this new uniform, his sports shoe, and all that. So we'll make a budget. Then I'll be like, okay, cool. So give me such a time for me to do those things for you guys. Then I'll also try my best to make it on time with what I promised.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna break that promise, I need to call and communicate. I can't do it at the moment. Give me time. But then if there's no that communication where you're able to understand each other, that's where the troubles would come. Hey, I told you, but hey, you can't even provide for your son. Hey, this, hey, that. It brings so much noise and no peace, and then the child is able to see that.
Yeah.
So we used to fight a lot. But for the sake of our son, we're like, nah, you know what? It's not healthy for us to fight in front of him. He needs to know that there's peace between mom and dad.
Yeah.
You know? Because I remember there was a time that we've exchanged words in front of him, and he would cry. You know? So that was the experience that I went through. And then I think as we were both getting mature, like, you know what? It's not worth it.
Yeah.
We both love our son. We both need to work as a team. So we work as a team when it comes to him. But after our son, we both have separate lives, you know, which I can never question what she's doing because it's her life. She can never question what I'm doing because it's my life.
Yeah.
The only thing maybe we can help each other is like, okay, where are you working now? You know, you'd ask yourselves each of those kind of questions, or what's your plan? You'd be like, okay, I'm thinking of opening a Nico account to be saving, you know, my son's money. She also said, I'm doing this about him. No, so we talk, but 99% is about Moham. 1% maybe it would be us now just talking as hi, but nothing beyond that.
So does that help with relationships? Like, let's say, of course, you move on.
Yeah.
Do your girlfriends ever feel intimidated by your relationship with your baby mama?
I think it all depends how you present them to, how you present the both parties.
Yeah.
You know? I think any girl that would date me in Malawi knows that I have a child. I never hide. So it means, okay, he has a child, definitely has a baby mama. You know?
Yep.
Yeah. And then being a baby mama in Malawi, or let me say Africa, or just say black, you've got already that bad name. That troublesome. You see? So the moment the girl is dating you has that mentality on being a baby mama is troublesome, that's where the trouble starts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But this woman that you're dating doesn't have that mindset that a baby mama is troublesome. Things will work out.
Yeah.
You know, what this baby mama wants is just a respect.
Yeah.
Respect her, and you're good. Okay? Don't do things to show that, hey, I want to take over your child. That's where the trouble starts again.
Okay.
You see? So.
And what kind of things give a baby mama those kind of feelings of, or are you talking about you're talking about
Yes,
the girlfriend?
The girlfriend, yeah. So what the girlfriend has to do is to respect the baby mama. Okay? And the baby mama put her in a place to also respect the girlfriend. Okay, if these two are fighting, my brother, you're in trouble. That fight will never end just like that.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a very big fight. You know, so.
Do you feel like that's why some baby daddies don't play a very active role in their sons' lives or their daughters' lives?
That could be it. You know, where they're afraid of, you know, all this drama. But as I keep saying that, no matter how difficult that baby mama can be or your girlfriend can be, as a man, you can put them in their place. So all you gotta do is to stand up. I've said A, B, C, D from the both of you. I do not want this nonsense for the sake of what? My child. You know? If you put your foot down, a woman will listen.
Wow.
But if you don't put your foot down, a woman will never listen. You know?
Yeah.
So even the Bible says a man is the head of the family. You know?
Yeah.
So when you say something, make sure it happens. And you don't compromise on what you say. Okay?
Yeah. That is
So
true.
definitely she also have her own side that she wants you to do. Listen. Don't say, because I've said this, you cannot say anything to me. No. If she has her own opinion to say something, keep quiet as well and listen to her. The moment you listen to her, you will come to an agreement at the end of the day. Be like, okay, cool, you want me to do this? I'll definitely do that. But she will also definitely say, but I'd also want you to do this for me. You know? So she'll ask you, I'd want your girlfriend taking pictures with my son. I'd want you guys in public, blah, 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 blah. She might say all those things. All you gotta do, okay, fine. Because you know what? As you're going, as long as this baby mama and the girlfriend, they're respecting each other, she'll become soft. You're like, no, this woman, she's harmless. This woman, she hasn't done anything wrong to me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's nice. Mm-hmm.
But at the beginning, she will not let you just like that.
You gotta be careful. Because you do get that feeling like I'm a mom. And if I did ever, if my son's my son's dad's wife was to, play a bigger role, I would feel quite, what's the word? Insecure about that. Because you would feel like, what if she's nicer than me? And like, oh, prefers spending. Yeah, it's a real thing.
So as you grow in, it will make things easy for you to put more. In to add more on what you had said, okay? So the cake is there, okay? But now you know what, okay, she's relaxing, okay, let me add a bit of icing, you know? And then be like, okay, now I'm getting engaged, so I want our child to come to sleep over to our house, I'm getting married to this woman and what. Because it's been a long journey since you guys started dating to you guys are getting married. Because another thing that I've noticed about the problem with baby mamas is for you to change women. That's where another trouble comes in. You keep introducing my son to different women.
But you can't change a woman for sure. You can't change anybody.
You can't change anybody, So they'll be like, okay, most of them they'll ask you, okay, introduce him to the one that you see potential of marriage. But not just because you've dated for a week or two, next thing you introduce. Because the thing with people is, the moment we start dating, people get excited. You think, this is it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you don't know who the person is. It takes time to know the person.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that I've learned, that when you start dating someone, there's no need for you to rush to see. For you to introduce them to your child. You can take your time. Okay? I know the moment you're dating someone who doesn't have a child, they'll be like, come you want me to meet your son or your daughter, what. Those people are also wrong. They need to keep quiet as well and wait for their turn.
Yeah, you gotta be patient.
Yeah. It's all about being patient. Like, okay, the day will come, he'll introduce me to his son. It's like, introduce the girl to the mom. You just don't take a lady, hey, let's go to my mom. No. It takes time. So the same thing with the child. Yeah. It will take time. Then you feel like, I think this is the time for me to introduce this too. And then you'll be like, this is auntie or whoever.
You don't want them to be too many aunties,
You don't want too many aunties,
Yeah.
But these kids, the boy with kids, they don't filter their mouth.
No, not at all.
I want Auntie Yolanda.
My younger sister has gotten in trouble a few times because,
they don't filter. Yeah, so they're like, I want Auntie Yolanda, who's Auntie Josephine. Where is she coming from? You know what I mean? So kids don't forget. And someone that brings joy to them, they'll never forget.
Yeah.
So you gotta treat carefully.
Yeah.
So it also depends how old your child is. So you have to tread very carefully. When they're teenagers, it's a different story.
Yeah.
When they're young, it's a different story as well. When they're in their 20s as well, it's a different story. So you just have to be very careful. Yeah. So these two, I believe there's always a time where you call the girlfriend and the baby mama to meet. Be like, I know I don't want you to meet someone. Then you tell her, you know what? This is my fiancé. We're getting married. Okay. This is the mother of my child. Okay. And then I think that's the best time for you to move away and let these two communicate about the child. That will not give you much of a problem. Yeah. But if you communicate with the baby mama, she will give you problems, this one. Okay. But if they communicate themselves, it will be hard at the beginning, but then they'll get to understand each other. And they'll end up working as a team. Yeah. So you gotta plan these things. It just doesn't wake up
go
and
in there haphazardly.
No. You have to plan.
Yeah.
You have to know, okay, when is the right time? When is the best time? So if you plan it well, you might not have as many problems as possible. I'm not saying you won't have problems. The problems will be there. Let me not lie. There'll be too many problems. But
you can manage them.
But you can manage them. Yeah. So the moment these two are talking, these two are talking about the child. They're the ones making the plan, So which means your fiancé or your wife comes and tells you, we need to pay the school fees. She will make sure she takes the money from you because she doesn't want to look in a type of way to the baby mama. She will try to do her part, and you will get the pressure. But it's different from the two of you. When you're talking, you end up, there's always that argument sometimes. But these two, they'll make sure they mustn't argue. And this one will give you, should be on your back just to make sure your child fees has been what? Has been paid.
Yeah.
You know? So the more that's happened between the two of them, it will build the relationship.
Yeah.
You know, they'll respect each other. One day they'll never know, the man call like, you know what, I'm going for a holiday, I would want you to keep him for this long, blah, blah, blah. And the one day be like, you know what, they're now talking to each other, I've also found a man, I want to get married, blah, 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 so maybe you can take the child. And they should be like, no, I can take you, go do your thing, I've been there, you know. So you can build that, you know, partnership.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen families where there's 4 of them, okay?
4 of them who?
Meaning I'm married, I've got a wife, she's married, she's got a husband. And all of us, maybe it's our son's graduation, we can all be present.
Yeah, that would be beautiful.
You know? So, in that kind of way, it makes things easy for all of you. You know, you both got boundaries, but you know there's a child. So you're doing it for the child.
Yeah.
And you're also doing it for you guys to have peace.
Yeah.
Because without that, there's no peace.
Yeah, there is no peace.
Because if I go to that graduation without my wife and she goes without her husband, it's another trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so you took pictures.
It's funny how it's such a sensitive thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's such a sensitive thing, and I think a lot of people don't apply wisdom to it.
Yeah.
They don't try to figure out. So, what is the best way to deal with this? You know, how can we? Instead, you just want to explode. Before you try.
You try it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to go to give it chances. Because I remember there's a time I told my baby mom, I said, you know what? If you find a serious man, even you guys want to go for a drive with my son, I don't mind. Okay, you can take him, you can take your man, you guys can go for a drive, you know. You want to chill, what, you can do that. Because I told her that the relationship that I have with my son, I'm too confident that nobody can take my throne.
That's nice. I think a lot of guys don't get that. Like, hey, if somebody else comes along.
So I challenged, I said, no matter how long I'm not there, but the moment I would call my son and say, Daddy's here. No matter what man is there, he will still come running to me. Because he knows I was there at the time he was learning how to crawl. He was learning how to walk. He was learning how to say, Daddy. I was there.
Yeah.
The first day to drop him to school, I dropped him off.
Yeah.
You know? So I've got too many memories for him, for someone to take over my set. And I'm too confident about my set. I know I'm the king.
Yeah, that's good. No, I'm happy for you. That's the best
I'm the
thing.
king, yeah. So whoever she would date or be with, I don't mind.
That's good.
You know? Maybe my only thing is to see the guy's behavior. That's one thing maybe
That is true.
I would question a lot. You know? Because I'd want someone to be decent in front of my son, you know, because I've worked hard for him. So I don't want someone from there comes in and destroys his future or his thinking. That's where the trouble will come.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
And I think that's the challenging thing for everyone is to say,
yes,
who is my child being exposed to? And what are they going to be learning and teaching them? And what are their principles and all that kind of stuff? Yeah.
You see, so that's where the trouble becomes. That's the reason why I would say it's good for all of you to have a relationship of knowing each other. Yeah. You know, so to make things easy. But then if this woman, if your baby mama comes to pick up your son and he's with the husband and she's doing great, she's showing moody and all that doesn't help.
It ain't gonna work.
But you know, the moment someone like that comes and then you welcome them, they treat your son good, they treat your child good. You know, if I treat that person rough, they can treat rough my son as well when I'm not there. You know, so the moment, what I believed in, the moment I had my son, I told myself my life is over. I'm living for him. Okay? So if it's anything to protect him, I'll do it. Yeah. If it's anything to make him happy, I'll do it. Yeah. In a circle, I might look cheap or stupid maybe to other people because I've humbled myself to the other guy. You know, maybe saying hi to him or give him that respect. But when I look at the bigger picture, I've done something good for my son. So I've seen people who live for people, but it's good to live for yourself. It doesn't matter what people would think. because I was not born with them, and I'm not going to die with them.
That's right. You came alone. You came alone.
I came alone, and I'll go alone. And I don't have to justify to everybody. You know? As long as I know the truth, and the people that I want them to know the truth, the rest, I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
I'm into entertainment industry. There's always a lot of stories when you're in this industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me to go justify for everybody,
no, you get tired.
It's a waste of time.
You get tired.
Sometimes I hear like, oh, okay, that's what they say. Oh, all right, all right, cool.
You just have to leave it be.
I'm like,
leave it be.
I'm good. I'm like, okay, I don't go out justifying myself.
Yeah. So can I ask you, how do you now, I guess, handle the relationships? Like I think I asked you earlier about how you know your baby mama will spend time with your family sometimes. How does that whole scenario work? Like, of course there's no bitterness, there's no anger. Do girlfriends or a girlfriend ever feel intimidated, like, well, why is your baby mama always with your cousins, or why is she always hanging out with your mama, or things like that?
I'll give you an example.
You have to put boundaries.
Nelly, she's someone who's very close to me. She's family. You know, whoever I've dated, Nelly knows. You know, since childhood until today. You know, Nelly has always been there. You know, so Nelly is close to my baby mama. They're friends. Okay, but then whoever I'm dating, okay, I don't know how she does it, but she also makes them feel comfortable. Okay, and then I would ask Nelly, why do you do this? She says, I do it for the sake of more. You know, we have a child there. There's no way we can just throw this woman away. She will always need our respect. She will always need maybe to talk to someone from the family. You know, so if she cannot talk to anybody, maybe she can talk to me. Then I can come talk to you.
Wow.
I can also talk to your missus. You know, so there's always someone who becomes a bridge between all of you three.
Wow.
You know, what Nelly can talk to me, she cannot talk it to my baby mom. What she can talk to my missus, she cannot talk to it to my baby mom. But she will always find a way of how she can talk to all those people. You know?
Yeah.
But then there should always be a gap. So she also has to make sure that she doesn't make the other woman feel intimidated. Like, I don't know, if you see me talking to the baby mama, doesn't mean I want them to get back or what. You know, it's also how she acts when she's with any of them. You know, because when you create that environment of being enemies, that's where another trouble starts as well. You know, if your family says that you've got you've got your wife, and then the baby mama is treated as shit or whatever, that's where the trouble starts. She's like, you're not gonna see my child. You guys are treating me like this. Women have got that power. They'll take you to courts and lawyers and stuff. So you don't want to go to court and fight for your child. But you want to have freedom of getting your child anytime. You know?
That's powerful.
Because I remember there was a time we were having too many problems, and they said, hey, I think the best we should go to court. I'm like, let's go to court. You know? But if we had gone to court then, or have so many restrictions, or she would have restrictions, until today we could have been fighting in court. You know, I would go and appeal, hey, she's not a good mother, look, she was doing this. Give me my child. She also go and say that. But now we've got so much freedom between the two of us that anyone can pick the child whenever they want. It's just a matter of, I get my call and say, you know what, this weekend I want to come and pick up my son. She'll be like, okay, he's ready, come and pick him. This holiday she'll ask me, I want to take him for a holiday or whatever. I'll be like, okay, fine, you can take him. I'll take him the next holiday. You know, there's no judge, there's no lawyer, there's none of that stuff.
Communicating.
Like
civilized people.
Yes.
I love that. You know, Tonderai, you and I could talk forever. About everything. Because I think there's just so many things that I feel like people who do have a child with somebody they're not married to, men especially, tend to not really play a very active role. And you have women out here just they're upset.
Yeah.
They are upset. I will say that to any baby daddy out there.
Yeah.
That if you are not being a part of your child's life actively and not just with your money and the little things you do here and there, women are upset about it.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we love our kids and we want our kids to be whole in that they have both parents present, whether they live in the same house or not. The presence is there and they don't feel lacking in any way.
Yeah. True.
So that's the reason you're my, #favorite baby daddy, is that you've taken on that responsibility with boldness, with confidence, and with wisdom. As much as it was hard, as you've admitted, you're still here.
Yeah.
And you're still doing it.
Yeah.
And it didn't last two seconds. So guys, I want to encourage you, if you have questions for Ton, he will be more than happy to answer them. We could have him back when the COVID is over, or I'll shield up. I don't know what we're going to do because things are getting bad.
Yeah, that's very true. And we need to be very careful. And the new COVID can also affect kids. It's different from the old one where we said kids were not very affected. But this time around, we need to be very careful with our kids, where we take them, the schools as well. So even the private teachers, we really need to be careful about these kids. So my last word is if you've got a child out there, it's never too late. Humble yourself. Learn to say sorry. Say sorry. And build a relationship, because you don't want to live your life to regret. And whatever has happened to you, you're not the first person, you're not the last person. It has happened to so many people, but it's the responsibility that you take from that day when you chose to say, okay, this is what I want to do. I've seen a lot of people that feel like whatever has happened, they're the first person that has happened to, but no, history repeats itself.
That's true.
The people who have gone through, so if you're a baby daddy, take it as a man, and you enjoy it.
Yeah,
Trust me.
You're having fun.
I'm having fun. I get people sending me messages saying, hey, you make fatherhood or parenthood fun. When we look at you, I find it. And I've seen, there was a guy who sent me a message, a long message.
We're starting again. But
Okay. I need to say this one.
Yeah, go on.
So this long message says, you know what, I have a son, but I was afraid. But I've been watching you, everything that you've been doing with your son. And I do the same with my son. And now I'm a man, thanks to you.
Wow.
So I was like, wow. So people are watching all this.
Yeah, of course.
So, and that way I've encouraged other people as well, to say, be a man. Take the responsibility. It's not easy, but
it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Amen. Hallelujah. So thank you so much.
Thanks.
So honored, so humbled.
Yeah, I can't wait to come back.
Yes.
Because I'm looking forward to the questions. I hope I get a lot of questions.
Yes, y'all, questions in the comments, message, whatever, YouTube, Facebook, we're here. So throw them at us. Throw them. So guys, it's been awesome. It's been real. Thank you so much again, Tonderai.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Young single mothers, don't miss next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye. This morning, Mo had to come and visit me. He had to see what Daddy does, to see our business, isn't it, Mo? Yeah? So it was his first time to be on the stage. He was very excited. Yeah, Mo? What you saying? So, it's good to have my son here.
This is YSM.